planning in today's video, this is going to sound so cheesy and over the top, but to change your life. I developed in my mind, for me, and I want to share it with you, a new way to declutter. As you guys know, I don't want to sound like an infomercial, but there are a million, just hang with me here. Don't go away from this intro because you need to realize this part before you're going to realize the new way to declutter. And I'll make this super fast. But you guys know there's a million different ways to declutter. There's the Marie Kondo way. There's the 4-box ways. There's this Swedish death cleaning. There's just so many different ways. Like, I was researching and I have tried some of these methods and they work fine. But I came up with a way that works best. And I want to share it with you, and we're going to dive right into this. So we are down here in my ugly storage room. It is out of control, but I'm gonna show you down here. Let me show you down here. So as you can see, this has become just a huge junk place where we have a tendency to just throw the stuff. Oh, let's just get out of the way, just go throw it in the storage room. And I'm sure you guys have those areas also. But the thing that I'm going to teach you today can apply to any kind of decluttering that you want to do. Whether you're just cleaning out your closet, you're cleaning out your kitchen cabinets, or you're cleaning out an entirely overwhelming area like this. This will work for that also. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out. Okay, now let's get into it. Here is the #1 thing that you need to ask yourself when you begin. And you're going to ask yourself this over and over and over throughout this entire process. You are going to ask yourself, what purpose does this serve? You're going to pick up an item, and instead of like, does this item bring me joy and all that? Because there's lots of items that'll bring you joy, but do you need them? No. So you're going to pick up that item. I have this Jenga that was on the floor in my hand. I'm going to ask myself, what purpose does this item serve? Well, this actually serves for a lot of fun, for entertainment for us when our family's together. It's a keeper. Okay, here's the next thing. So I have this old monitor. What purpose does this serve? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I do not use this. I have nothing to go with it. I don't know why we have this. It is not serving me at all, but other than to clutter up my life. It's a go. See how simple that is? Just ask yourself that question and really think about it, not if it brings you joy. Let's get a great shot of the room before, so we can get this all cleared out. Oh, and don't be fooled. Sorry about the light. I have more stuff back here. We're gonna hit that area also. It's gonna be a big one, guys. So the second thing I want you to focus on, I want you to focus on what you're keeping, not what you're getting rid of. I want you to focus on the positive and not the negative. Because when we surround ourselves with things that we really want, enjoy, they're shaping our life, like what we actually use. All the clutter, all that does is cause negativity and causes it to like bring down our environment. So #2 is I want you to focus on what you're keeping, not what you're getting rid of. So you're focusing on the positive. Okay, I needed absolutely nothing that was in the bottom of this tote, and so look at that. I got rid of all that's in there, and now I can use this tote to put items in to take over to donate. So, yay! Okay, now we're going to talk about a really important lesson. This one's really difficult, and I think this is where a lot of people struggle when it comes to decluttering. Let's talk about sentimental items. So obviously, most sentimental items don't serve a purpose other than having great memories from them. So something you need to remember, like I'm going through this box right now. I came across this really pretty little picture that my daughter drew me. This is where the dilemma comes, where people don't know whether or not they should keep these items. I need you to ask, Not only just like, do you love it, but what purpose is this going to serve? Are you going to get this out and look at this? Are you going to hang this up on your wall? Are you saving this because you want to pass this down to your grandchildren? Or is this one of many of the items that they, have made for you? I always suggest picking a few really special items and keeping those that you want to pass down. I have those items that I want to make sure my grandkids see what their mommies did. But if I kept every single one of these, it would be crazy. So that's where you have to decide, because, hear me out, decluttering is going to help you gain like wellness, mental wellness, because when you have the urge to declutter, you are trying to gain control of your environment. And so by gaining control of your environment, you're going to be more mentally happy. That is for sure. So you really have to make the tough decisions. Nobody said decluttering was easy, but when you get the right mindset, it absolutely can make a difference. So I love you, Michaela, but I'm getting rid of your owl. Another empty bin. Woo woo! I'm actually getting some space to move around back in here. I'm gonna pause from decluttering really quick and take a run out of like donated items and trash and recyclables and all that, because I need to start getting it out of my way to see where I'm at and what I'm doing. But I want to tell you the next thing that's super important. There are different ways to declutter. We've already established that. The way we're doing it right now, by being purposeful, will work with any way you decide to declutter. So what I mean by that is compare decluttering to a diet. Like, Weight Watchers might work for Leslie, but keto works for Christy. So there's different ways to go about dieting and losing weight, just like there's different ways to go about decluttering. And so, but the purposeful way will work with any one of these methods that you decide to use. Let me give you an example. Okay, so the first method that you can use for decluttering, using our purposeful method, is, are you the type of person that just wants to do like items? Like today, I'm gonna go through all my clothes. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go through all my coffee mugs. Do you want to go through like items? Is that what works for you? Same method, same thing would apply. You would pull out each shirt and be like, what purpose is this shirt serving me? Am I even wearing this? Toss if you aren't, keep if you're wearing it. Same thing with the mugs. Those are just examples. So you could declutter by the like style method. Okay, the next method would be the to-do list. Are you a to-do list kind of person? Blah, 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 that's hard to say. A to-do list kind of person. Do you want to make a list and be like, today I'm going to declutter the junk drawer? It all depends on what feels overwhelming to you, or what kind of like motivation you have to just get in there, because it's not going to work the same for everyone. I've also learned that the style depends on my mood at the time that I want to declutter. Am I really like this? Is the last method, and this is the one that I'm using, and this is the entire room method, where you're just going to go in, you're just going ham, and you're just going to do this whole room because you want to see massive progress. That's the kind that I'm doing right now. If you want to see massive progress, then you make a plan to do an entire room, where from the moment you take a before picture, you're going to have a beautiful after picture, because everything's going to be done. So those are the three styles that you could do, all using the purposeful method, where you're going to do like items, the to-do list of certain areas, or you're going to do an entire room. So you have to pick what's best for you, what's going to keep you motivated, what's going to keep you going, but you are allowed to mix and match the styles. If you guys are finding this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear, what is your style? How do you like to get after it and do it? And do you think that this way of thinking is helpful? Because I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and feedback. So leave me a comment down below. Okay, so we're making really great progress. And I know it doesn't feel like it when you're in the middle of doing it, but I can see the long run here, so I'm getting excited. This next tip that I'm going to give you, you're not gonna like, but you need to listen, okay? When it comes to expensive items, you cannot keep something that you're not using just because you're like, I spent a lot of money on that. Example, I have this bike over here, and if I wasn't planning to use this, and I haven't used it in forever, yes, it was a lot of money, but that money is gone. You've already spent it. You can't get that back. Some items like that you could sell and make some money back to clear up your space, to clear out the stuff you're not using. So don't keep items just because they're expensive, because you spent a lot of money and you feel guilty. You can't have that kind of guilt. Same thing with things that people give you. Say people give you something, and it just sits there, and it's been like 3 years, you've never used it, you've never worn it, whatever item it is. You can't feel guilty about getting rid of it because it's already been done. So clear the clutter. No matter how expensive it is or who gave it to you, if it's not being used, you've got to let it go. There is some scary stuff up there that I'm like, don't even want to touch. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just clearing out things that I know I don't use. I'm just going through each thing that's on these shelves and just getting rid of the things I don't use. And then that way I'm gonna put it all back more organized. Okay, I'm pretty excited. Lots of floor space happening here. You couldn't even walk down here before. But my next advice is to give yourself some grace. All this clutter did not happen in a day, so have realistic expectations. The clutter didn't happen in a day. It might not get all done in a day. I'm actually super tired and I'm gonna go take a little break, and I might come back to it today or I might come back tomorrow. We'll see. So remember to allow yourself some grace and just take your time, because if you take your time, you can do it right instead of just rushing to get it done. Okay, so it's pretty obvious by my outfit. I waited till the next day to come back down. I was feeling kind of overwhelmed. Let's talk about something that nobody ever talks about, I feel like, with decluttering, and what to me is the actual hardest part. It's not the decluttering. It's not even getting started. My most difficult part is just where to go with everything. Like getting the trash out of here, getting all the donated items out of here. So Jason has been a lifesaver, and I've been bringing them out into my family room area, and then he's been taking them up, putting it in the back of his truck. That's the hardest part, is just getting all the stuff out of here. No one ever talks about that. But one way that I help myself to stay motivated to continue is I continue to visualize the space. So I want to pass that tip on to you. Visualize the space of what you're dreaming and hoping that it will look like, and that is what's keeping me motivated and keeping me going. And now I'm going to do the most dreaded thing. Old videotapes, DVDs, what do I do? Okay, so as I finish up here, there's something that I want to remind you of. A lot of times, perfectionists are actually procrastinators because you don't want to do it because you know it's not going to be perfect. So obviously this is not perfect, but this is good enough. This is massive progress. I am so happy with the amount of stuff that I have to throw in the trash and to donate. It's so exciting. So keep that in mind. Progress, not perfection. I've been saying that for years now. It's such a great rule. Also, if this feels like a lot of work to you and so daunting and you can't imagine doing this much, I challenge you to set a timer for just like 10 or 15 minutes and do whatever area you're working on and just do it for the amount of time that's on that timer, and I can guarantee you, you will get through it and you'll make so much progress and be so excited. So never underestimate the amount of stuff that you can get done if you have to work in small little bursts, because all day, well, it's actually 2 days now worth of decluttering, you know, that's a lot. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.